Bonn is a leafy little city on the banks of the Rhine. Most of the civil servants are gone, but more people than ever before now work here. The UN has moved into the former Parliament building, and Deutsche Post's new headquarters are there too. The development has taken most residents by surprise, especially after the city lost its status as the German capital.
The worst-case scenario was that we would lose some 30,000 jobs, each one feeding at least 3 people. In other words, that Bonn would lose a third of its population, about 100,000 people.
In 1991, that seemed to be on the cards when the Bundestag voted to move the seat of government to Berlin in the face of ministerial warnings.
Bonn will lose a lot in the form of Bundestag and government, while Parliament and government will simply add to Berlin's problems.
On the day of the vote, the weather mirrored the mood in Bonn. The city's people were so proud to welcome their international guests that they would wave little city flags in honor of the monarchs and head of state who graced the red carpet. Today, Bonn remains every bit as international. There are 18 UN institutions here, mostly focusing on the environment. That fits leafy Bonn well. From here, Flavia Pansieri coordinates the UN Volunteers Program.
It's a city that's very involved in protecting the environment, and this is very important for our volunteer program, and also for many other organizations that have followed us here.
Right on the Rhine, between the UN and the Deutsche Post, lies Deutsche Welle's broadcasting center. Its 1,500 staff moved here 7 years ago. Radio broadcasts and online reports in over 30 languages are produced here, a cosmopolitan workplace totally in keeping with its host city. Germany has paid a high price for the former capital's renewal, about 1.4 billion euros to date. But the gamble has paid off. 18,000 new jobs have been created since the government pulled out. Now the city even has a higher birth rate. The people of Bonn appreciate the quality of life in their city, and they've stopped mourning the loss of their capital status.
I feel fine here.
Lovely, lovely countryside, the Rhine. It's got everything. Berlin has more to offer than a city like Bonn thanks to its size. But I think Bonn has found its way back to its own roots.
20 years on, Bonn can safely count itself among the winners of German reunification.